UFC fighters are often perceived as some of the most violent and brutal athletes in sports. Warriors who step into the octagon ready to unleash their power and dominate their opponents. With all the knockouts, submissions, and bloody battles, you might never expect these athletes to have a soft, emotional side. But beneath the intensity and the aggression, there are moments that reveal a different story. Moments of vulnerability, pain, and raw emotion. Behind every fight, there's a journey filled with sacrifice, personal battles, and deep emotional scars. This is UFC Fighters Getting Emotional, a look at the unexpected side of these fighters that proves that even the toughest among them have their breaking points.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
First up, we have a fighter known for his unfiltered and unpredictable personality.
Do you believe fat shaming is okay if the person you're fat shaming is someone you love?
I think fat shaming is always okay.
Unapologetically honest and never afraid to speak his mind. He's built a reputation as a fighter who's always authentic.
Let me ask you something. Are you gay?
Often leaving fans both laughing and shaking their heads. To many, he comes across as a wild character who embraces chaos both in and out of the octagon, and that's exactly why fans love him. But what many don't see is the reason behind this tough exterior. This is Shawn Strickland, and he didn't just wake up one day wanting to be this way. His childhood was marred by abuse, particularly at the hands of his father. During his appearance on the This Past Weekend podcast with Theo Von in July 2023, Strickland shared a deeply personal story that gave us a glimpse into the pain he carries. He talked about staying up until 3 a.m. as a kid, not because he wanted to, but because he didn't want to leave his mother alone with his violent father.
Dude, like I was in probably 3rd, 4th grade, and fuck, man. I used to always sleep in my mom's room because I thought my dad was gonna kill my mom. So like I would like sleep by the door. I'd sleep
To make sure she was all right?
Yeah, I'd sleep under the bed. You know, I'd sleep by the door because I thought my dad was gonna kill my mom.
When he went to school, exhausted from those sleepless nights, the school system didn't see a kid who was struggling. They simply labeled him a bad student.
I'm up till 3 a.m. and I couldn't stay awake in school. I remember I was like in 2nd grade. And I kept falling asleep at my desk, and my teacher took my desk away from me, and she made me like stand up. And so I'm like, fuck you, being this little kid, I just went and fell asleep on the ground. And mind you, like the school system's like, oh, Shawn, like he's just a bad kid. They don't realize I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Like
there was no understanding, no compassion, and no one showing him the love he desperately needed. And as he recounted this story, something shifted.
You know what I'm talking about? Huh?
Yeah, man,
Have you ever heard that? Yeah, I'm sorry, bud.
so, man.
I'm sorry, buddy.
That's all good, dude.
We don't have to talk, man. I can just sit here with you for a minute.
Oh, fuck.
It was a rare, raw moment of vulnerability, revealing the pain of a past that still haunts him. Next up, we have a fighter known for his incredible skills and charismatic presence both inside and outside the octagon, Daniel Cormier. A 2-division UFC champion, Cormier's journey to the top is marked not just by his achievements, but by a deep personal tragedy. In an emotional interview on ESPN, Cormier opened up about the heartbreaking loss of his young daughter, Kaden, in a car accident in 2003.
I called the highway patrol. They told me that there was an accident on the highway and that 3 people were injured, but there was only 1 fatality, and it was her. Just some guy being irresponsible, not paying attention. The baby's strapped in exactly as she's supposed to be. The guy bangs into the back of the car. She died at the scene. I just remember her casket being so small. So small. I just remember her in the casket and just not understanding why stuff like that keeps happening. So why does stuff like this keep happening?
This devastating moment changed his life forever and became a source of strength that pushed him to keep fighting, not just in the cage, but in life.
From losing my first daughter, Kaden, to losing fights, they gave me the strength to be the man that I am today.
As we've seen with Daniel Cormier, the loss of a loved one can shape a fighter's journey in ways that go far beyond the octagon. And our next fighter is no different. Khabib Nurmagomedov, an undefeated UFC champion and one of the most dominant fighters in the history of the sport, was more than just a remarkable athlete. He was a son molded by the values and guidance of his father, Abdul Manap Nurmagomedov. For Khabib, his father was his mentor, coach, and the driving force behind his incredible journey in mixed martial arts. Growing up in Dagestan, Khabib's bond with his father went beyond the typical parent-child relationship. It was a partnership forged through years of discipline, training, and a shared dream of achieving greatness. In July 2020, Khabib faced a devastating loss when his father passed away due to complications from COVID-19. At UFC 254, just a few months later, Khabib stepped into the octagon to face Justin Gaethje. Despite carrying the weight of his grief, he delivered a flawless performance, securing a second-round submission victory. But it was after the fight, when the battle was over, that we saw a different side of Khabib. Overcome with emotion, he dropped to his knees in the center of the cage, tears streaming down his face. In the post-fight interview, Khabib announced his retirement, saying he had promised his mother that he would never fight again without his father by his side.
I want to say it was my last fight, and no way I'm gonna come here without my father. I talked with my father, my mother, 3 days. She don't wanna I go fight without father, but I promise her it's gonna be my last fight. And if I give my word, I have to follow this.
The world watched as Khabib walked away from the sport he dominated, leaving behind a legacy of greatness, honor, and a promise kept to the man who meant everything to him. This video has shown tough fighters getting emotional, but no story is complete without the big boss himself. Known for his strong and no-nonsense demeanor, Dana White doesn't often let his guard down. At a post-fight press conference, Dana got choked up talking about a young girl named Shady Lipscomb, who tragically passed away in a car accident.
No, that girl hurt me bad. It messed me up for a few days, and you know, tragic things happen every day. That one got me. So,
her family found her diary after her death, and in it, Shady had written about her dreams of making it in the sport and her hope that Dana White would one day know her name.
Her mom went through found her journal, and was reading her journal. At the end of every entry, she said, "Dana White will know my name," at the end of every entry. So,
learning about Shady's story and her aspirations deeply moved Dana. Here's that heartfelt moment where even the toughest UFC president shows a softer side.
Mick got a call and called me and said, "Hey, I just wanted to tell you the story." And it was just like, I did the best that I could do over the last several days to kind of, yeah, I'm not good with this kind of stuff.
Ouch, that hurt to watch. But there you have it, the most unexpected and heartbreaking moments when fighters let their guard down. Remember, even the toughest have their emotional sides. So no matter how tough or intimidating someone may seem, remember there's always a story behind them. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more amazing content.